Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar continues to struggle to add any upward momentum as renewed Middle East uncertainty supports demand for the US dollar as it now captures the 100 mark. The Aussie nevertheless remains underpinned by the RBA's rate decision to keep rates at 4.35% and maintain a cautious stance towards persistent inflation. Overnight data out of the US gave us somewhat support for the Aussie after the headline CPI rose 0.1% in July and eased by 3.4% year on year from 3.5% from previous release. The core CPI in the US also increased by 0.2% month on month and eased by 2.5% year on year from 2.6% previous. The figures have reduced some pressure for further near-term Federal Reserve tightening, although elevated energy prices remain a risk to the inflation outlook. Attention now shifts to the US PPI and the unemployment claims, followed by retail sales on Friday for the next direction in Fed expectations. Turning to the technicals for the Australian dollar, you can see the market is still stabbing that top side, but the RSI has broken nearly through the midway point. A weaker MACD does give concern and therefore could look towards 70.15 as the stab upwards found good supply near that 71 cent mark. Failing to hold at 70.15 could see 69.65 and then the correction back to 71 cents. Turning to the euro, we've got an engulfing candle, and furthermore, the risk is still for somewhat to a bearish case as it breaks down and now looks towards the lower end of 114. Reassess from there in case we get a correction, and that is back to re-challenge 115.5. The dollar yen, well, the market is still trying to break higher, struggling to maintain its intervention-driven gains. Even though we did see a very strong descent, the market can easily repeat this pattern and see another move away from 160 and back towards 155. Turning to sterling, well, we took a stab to that top side area around the region of 135.5 and from there found good supply. Technicals are broken down, so maybe we are back into a short-term bear phase, and that is back towards the lows of 134 and reassess. The gold picture also stabbed at the top side, but still struggling to maintain its gains after printing 4,449. Given the fact that the market is a little bit weaker and backing away, we may see a pause to the upside and see a move to 4,380 or around 4,350, then a correction on towards 4,500. Wrapping up with oil. Market is still a bit subdued, but nevertheless still keeping a somewhat firm footing and maybe see a move towards $85 and reassess from there. Any weakness should find support around 80.5. That's a wrap. Thank you for joining me, and as always, look out for the news report. I hope you all have a great start to the day.